Moving over to our Seattle Sounders here. Over the past week, played 2 games, similar to last week. This time, the second leg of the Concacaf Champions League second quarterfinal, drawing that game 1-1 in the game itself. But also on aggregate, you had the 3-0 lead going into it. So you win that game 4-1. Player of the game would be forward Freddie Montero, scored 1 goal, had a 7.6 rating on the game, 1 shot, and a 71% pass percentage. Freddie, with that goal, ties for the MLS record with most goals in the CCL tournament with 10. And then on the 20th, the team played down in Austin against Austin FC, drawing that game 1-1. So two 1-1 draws. Player of the game would be forward Will Bruin, nicknamed the Dancing Bear, scoring 1 goal, earning a 7.5 rating on 3 shots and a 92% pass percentage. So
what do you take from that? Like, are draws a good thing in your life?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because just a little bit ago, Brian Schmetzer said that draws are like a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't get as many points, obviously. You get 1 more than you would have a loss. But no, I think I'm not going to say it's concerning necessarily, because you handled Motagua. You beat LA the other week. Austin has had a much different roster than last year where they really struggled. So a draw, I don't think it's the most concerning thing in the Austin. I'd say if we're here next week, right, and we're looking at these games. Oh wait, not next week.
Not next.
In 2 weeks, after the international break, if we're here and we're saying, hey, we're looking at more draws or losses and we don't have a win. Granted, those games aren't going to be necessarily the most easy. It's the Seattle Sounders. Greatness is expected from that organization. So with that being said, if we're looking at draws, I think a few more weeks into the season, then I'm going to hit the red big panic button and say, hey, what's going on? I know I had that concern earlier in the season when, you lost to Nashville, couldn't win in regular season. You lost to Colorado. Real Salt Lake, pardon me. I'm going to hold off on the panic. And I'm just going to say, let me see more. Let me see more. In terms of injury-related news, playing into this draw against Austin, on the 19th, several Sounders were held out of that game against Austin, including forward Raul Ruiz-Diaz, goalkeeper Stefan Fry, midfielders Jimmy Madranda and Nico Ladero, as well as your top defender, Yemar. So, you're missing your starting goalkeeper and your best defender, as well as, an all-class player, Nico Ladero, a depth piece in Jimmy Madranda, and an all-league player in Raul Ruiz-Diaz. So you're missing some pieces. So that also plays into why I'm not going to hit the big panic button at the moment.
That makes sense.
But also some panic may come in saying, hey, are we going to see these guys out longer? I know that all of them all of those guys should be back for the game against Minnesota in 2 weeks. So, that's the case. I think we won't have to worry about that as much. Moving as we head over to team-related notes, on the 21st, midfielder Christian Roldan was named to the MLS Team of the Week for his performance, recording a 7.9 rating against Austin with 1 assist, a 67% passing percentage, recording 3 key passes and 1 clearance. So Christian, I know, has been playing at an MVP level since we began the season. He's one guy that's really stuck out to me. He's always around the ball, in on scoring chances, and just overall has been the heartbeat to me, not only this season, but for a good amount of time that he's been with the organization, especially being a homegrown guy. So good to see that he's being acknowledged, and just hope that he can continue to maintain that. He's going to be a little busy this week as he's on the U.S. men's national team, and they have a couple of key games to try to qualify for the World Cup. So best of luck to Christian as he continues. For the Sounders, as we were kind of talking about, with their 1 win, 1 draw, 2 loss record, setting 10th in the Western Conference, we don't have any games for you this upcoming week, but the week after, what we've got on the table for you, April 2nd, the team travels to Minnesota to play the Minnesota United Loons at 5 o'clock. And then on April 6th versus New York City FC, the reigning MLS champions, at 7 o'clock. That is leg 1 of the CONCACAF Champions League Semifinal. With advancing to the semifinal and New York advancing to the semifinal, it guarantees that an MLS team will be in the CONCACAF Champions League final. No MLS team has ever won that tournament. So it would be nice for Seattle to be the first to do that. So
Yeah,
you still got
definitely.
a challenge ahead, but the boys will be on international break this upcoming week. So